Thinking of haunted houses online, it's incredibly hard to overlook the incredibly popular Really Haunted. Now, I'm sure by this point everybody is aware of who Really Haunted is. The channel that has arguably captured some of the best and most compelling paranormal activity, not only on the internet, but on any media outlet. But Really Haunted hasn't always been a YouTube channel, and we're gonna dive deep into Really Haunted's channel, going right back to the beginning and telling his story from day dot. Really Haunted started out as an events company that was conceived on the 31st of March 2016 by a man called Lee Hart. And Lee is a man from Manchester. And on the day that Lee's events company was born, he gave it the name Really Haunted Limited. The aim of his events company was to take people to haunted locations, but not only in the UK, but also globally, taking them to some of the scariest and creepiest locations on the entire planet. Locations including the nuclear meltdown site of Chernobyl. In September later that year, Lee went on to create a YouTube channel that goes by the now infamous name Really Haunted. But Really Haunted's first video wouldn't be uploaded until a year later, where as a location that he visits with his events company, he would create a promotional video in partnership with Chernobyl.co.uk promoting the Chernobyl site. But of course, this isn't what we know Lee or Really Haunted for. That content doesn't come until almost 2 years later, when on the 4th of June 2019, Lee would upload his first ever paranormal video from his haunted house. In a video titled, "My House is Haunted by a Poltergeist 2019 CCTV Footage," we would see the birth of Lee's paranormal videos. In the description of this video, Lee writes, "My house is haunted. Over the last 12 months, me and my family have been subjected to paranormal activity that is both terrifying and deeply disturbing. A few weeks ago, we decided it was time we documented this, as no one believes this kind of activity is possible. This and future videos will document our lives living with a ghost." But what's intriguing about this post is at the start of the video, Lee disclaims that his video is genuine and the activity is completely authentic. But even with this, comments were both supportive and skeptical about Lee's claims.
"Wow, your videos are freaking amazing. I bet Paranormal Nightmare would love to visit your house. I wish they would, cause I'm pretty sure they could help you guys get some answers. I counted 18 times I noticed orbs moving around at times, 2 before the curtain moves, so amazing."
And we can see from the success of this video reaching over 100,000 views and starting to gain a pretty substantial subscriber base, this content got people intrigued into Lee's situation. The content continues like this for a few months, with videos from a stationary camera documenting the strange things that Lee is claiming to have happened in his house. But it wasn't until the 10th of July 2019 where we actually first see Lee and his wife Stacey when the activity in their house becomes a bit more intense. This is also the first time that we learn of Lee's name from the description of the video, where he provides his audience with a bit of a backstory about him. This was also where the infamous night vision camera and green filter on the videos was birthed. And once again, a couple of weeks later, Lee knuckles down on his activity being real by posting a video titled, "Proof that ghosts are 100% real paranormal activity caught on live stream." And this is what he captured. This video is actually a turning point for Lee's channel, as his content was recently featured in a popular Top 5s channel called Nuke's Top 5, who at the time had well over 3 million subscribers.
Really Haunted. Lee from the YouTube channel Really Haunted believes his house is, you guessed it, really haunted. For over a year, Lee says that disturbing paranormal activity has terrorized his family. he has dedicated his YouTube channel to documenting these strange supernatural occurrences in his home. And if Lee seems a bit familiar, that might be because I featured his YouTube channel a while back. And since then, the paranormal activity in his home has just become even more intense.
This helped Lee to get some attention to his haunted house and traction to his channel, leading to a big uptake in subscribers. With the rapid success of his channel taking off and more weird things happening in his house, the videos continue to flood out of Lee's channel. But Lee decides that it's time to try something new, and he tries to communicate with the spirit that is residing with him in a video titled Terrifying Spirit Box Communication in My Poltergeist House. In the video, Lee tries to get answers on what or who might be haunting him. The comments then chime in with things that they heard from the spirit box, providing some concerning answers for Lee.
I heard 4 names in the spirit box session: Andrew, Wayne, Stacy, Judas. The word stabbing when you were asking about death, but you didn't ask how they died, year 2007, was incredible. I'd look up some local history or recent crime incidents. At 8 minutes and 20 seconds when Lee says, "You will leave before us. We love this house." It sounds like the spirit box says, "So do I."
Lee's content continues like this for a while, with Lee documenting the paranormal activity and communicating with the spirit through different means like spirit boxes and Ouija boards. But Lee might finally get some answers on who might be haunting him on the 8th of September 2019 when a video titled "Is Vlad the Impaler Haunting My Family? Real Paranormal Activity?" is uploaded. Lee says in the video that during an Ouija board session, him and Stacy get enough information to believe that they were speaking to Vlad the Impaler. Wondering how that could possibly be, Lee thinks back to a time when him and his son went to Romania and they went to a monastery where Vlad's headless body is buried, and Lee brought home a piece of the monastery which could have had the attachment of Vlad, and that's how he got home with Lee. Diving into the comments section, it's clear to see that his subscribers at this time are absolutely loving the content that Lee is putting out.
This has to be the best paranormal channel to date. Love it. What an amazing video. Thank you for sharing your experiences. Whether it's Vlad or not, it's quite happy to communicate with you. Looking forward to seeing more. Love and light from Australia.
And with more time passing, Lee continues to upload regular videos of his haunting, but things become less casual and start to become more close to home in this video. When laying in bed, him and his wife have the covers pulled off of them. But this is just the beginning, and a sign of things to come in the future. Things get even stranger for Lee, as he believes he speaks to 2 of the biggest paranormal investigators in history. In a video titled "Ed and Lorraine Warren Talk to Me on Spirit Box from Heaven," he believes that he speaks to Ed and Lorraine Warren, 2 of the largest paranormal investigators in history, exploring cases like the Enfield poltergeist and the infamous Annabelle Doe. The comments are amazed at what they've heard.
It's amazing how dedicated they were to have carried on helping people even in the afterlife. Incredible. Truly selfless people. Good luck, Lee, and thank you so much. At 3 minutes and 50 seconds, when the voice says, "Warrens," I can tell you as someone who spoke with the Warrens through spirit boxes in the past, that is definitely Ed Warren's voice.
Again, months pass with more and more increasingly active and aggressive phenomena happening, just like these groundbreaking videos here.
Hi guys, so for the last 3 or 4 weeks, after a request I received on our YouTube channel, I set up a camera focused on a tray which was filled with talcum powder. I was getting close to stopping filming it as nothing's been happening. Then I checked the footage back today and this happened. If you look, you can clearly see a line being carved in the talc. It's pretty mind-blowing. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys, and if you've got any experiment ideas, let me know. Hi guys, so in this short clip you'll see the table on my side of the bed to the right start to shake. It's actually quite violent, it's almost like there's an earthquake. It did wake me up at the time, I was shitting myself, if I'll be honest. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys, thanks.
And with this activity ramping up once again, Lee decides to try and communicate with it, but he couldn't possibly be prepared for what he was about to encounter.
Lee again then, and I'm somewhat weak. I'm not weak. I'm not afraid of you.
You did.
I'm going now.
You think, okay.
Please stop what you are doing. Do not keep trying to scare us.
Whilst trying to communicate with the spirits, it claims to be the devil. A few months later, Lee would try something that, unbeknown to him, would blow up his channel later in his story. Lee uses an SLS camera from an Xbox Kinect camera, which picks up his spirits in a stick figure form. And as this is one of the first times people have ever seen this on YouTube, his comments section absolutely adored this video. And being able to see the spirits that are causing mayhem in his house was unlike anything people had seen before. Before we carry on with the video, we want to give a massive shout out to our channel members, as without the support from those guys, the things that we're able to do in our house and the videos that we're able to make just wouldn't be possible. And because of their small contributions, they also get exclusive perks like extra videos every single week, early access to videos, and regular shout outs just like this. So if you want to become a channel member, then be sure to get down in the description or the pinned comment where there will be a link. Anyway, back to the video. Things then progress in Lee's house with more and more crazy things going on. But Lee's videos are never typically the same, and every video is vastly different. But the activity starts to get out of hand on the 16th of June 2021, when the poltergeist in his house starts to attack the people living there. Lee's wife Stacy is attacked, and this left the comments full of concern for the family. But this isn't an isolated incident, as a couple of months later, Lee's wife is targeted once again.
What's up?
My back.
With things in his house getting so intense and his wife being the target of the activity, Lee believes that he is the reason that his spirits are in his house. So he starts sleeping on the sofa to try and give his wife a rest from the activity. Lee hears a lot of bangs and noises which wake him, and out of pure frustration he calls it a coward. And to say that the spirit didn't take kindly to this would be an understatement.
Hello? Show yourself, don't be a coward. Move that table again. You've just done it. Do it again. No, I'm looking. You're a coward. You don't like that word, do you? That's what I call a coward. You know, 3 times.
But this isn't the craziest part of Lee's story, as things go from bad to worse in a video titled, "Did a demon enter my body while sleeping?" And things really come to a head when Lee is driven out of his home in pure fear. Lee states in the description of this video that it takes a lot for him to get scared, but this really drove him over the edge. And at this point, it isn't just Lee and his family that can see their spirit, but their pets are starting to pick up on the presence too. Nothing demonstrates this better than this video here.
What's the matter? What's the matter? Lie down.
But what's really sad to see in this clip is the dog seems incredibly concerned and scared, and you can hear it whimpering and cowering throughout the video. Things then continue to progress in Lee's house, and the attacks on Lee and his family start to become more of a common occurrence. But what's interesting about Lee's content, which puts him aside from the rest, is the fact that he starts to pick up black orbs in his videos, which is unlike anything that anyone has ever seen on any paranormal videos before. And the comment section clearly show that people are unfamiliar with these types of orbs. Amazing footage as usual, Lee. I think that's the first black orb I've seen. I've not ever seen a black orb. That would be terrifying to be awakened that way. I'm sorry you got hurt. Thank you for this awesome video. You always post the best footage I've ever seen. And again, months pass with Lee uploading more of the same terrifying activity from his house. And on the 5th of January 2022, Lee uploads a video that really captured his viewers' attention in a video titled titled Exorcism Attempt Gone Wrong. Lee tries something that no one was expecting.
Saint Michael, the Archangel, illustrious leader of the heavenly army, defend us in battle against the principes and powers, against the rulers of the world of darkness and the spirit of wickedness in high places. Come to the rescue of mankind, whom God made in his image and likeness, and purchased from Satan's tyranny at so great a price. The Holy Church venerates you as her patron and guardian. The Lord has entrusted you to the task of leading the souls of the redeemed to heavenly blessedness. Entreat the Lord of peace to cast Satan down under our feet, so as to keep him from further holding man captive and doing harm to the church. Carry our prayers up to God's throne. That the mercy of God may quickly come and lay hold of the beast, the serpent of old, Satan and his demons, casting him in chains into the abyss, so that he can no longer seduce nations. Amen. Someone is rattling.
Lee, after being woken, decides that this was the perfect opportunity to attempt an exorcism by reading the prayer of St. Michael. Sadly though, this didn't help Lee's situation at all, and if anything, angered the spirits even more, causing the activity to ramp up to a new level. After attempting to communicate with the spirits via different outlets like a spirit box and necrophonic app, and using the REM bear, he tries the Ouija board once again on the 2nd of February 2022. But this only fueled the fire in the comment section, as people were filled with fear that Lee opening up an Ouija board could potentially let something darker into his house. And after using the Ouija board, things do, in fact, ramp up, with the spirit attempting to burn down his house, and a lot more crazy activity.
So we have something like coming out of the cooker and heading towards the roof. A shadow just above that to the left, like a round one. We have an orb going across in a second. big black mass shoots across the top of the screen. Then we have a shadow what appears to walk towards the camera. Lastly, while something's happening in the oven, there's like a black mass around that. Please let me know what you think, guys.
But things got insane for Lee when he uploaded a video titled "I Got Possessed by a Demon." The video starts off with Lee waking up by the sound of his house alarm. Lee then attempts to communicate with Vlad in Romanian by using a translator.
I've been thinking, because I feel like I've picked this up in Romania, maybe when I'm asking questions it don't understand me. So I'm gonna turn the EVP on. I'm gonna type some questions in and play Romanian.
This doesn't go well though, as when Lee later in the video is lay asleep on his sofa, a large black mass comes onto the screen and enters his body. Lee then acts incredibly strange, and when he awakes from this dreamlike state, he has no recollection of any of the events that had just occurred. This video exploded for Lee, amassing over 115,000 views, which made this video one of his most popular at the time. And after all of this alarming activity, Lee decides it's safer for him and his family to sleep in a caravan that is on his driveway. And this seems to work for a time, but it doesn't last long, as on the 12th of April 2022, Lee uploads a video showing ghosts don't just terrorise him in his house. At this point, Lee thinks enough is enough, and following the advice of the comments section on his most recent videos, he organised to have a priest come to the house to perform blessings. According to Lee, the priest doesn't want to be recorded whilst these blessings are taking place, so there isn't any documentation of the priest nor the blessings being taken place. Which is very interesting, as this actually led viewers to wonder if these supposed blessings were actually happening. But with the activity calming down in his house and uploads slowing on his channel, this left those naysayers with not much to say. But sadly for Lee, that suddenly changes when Lee uploads a video titled "The Evil is Back in My House." In this video, Lee explains that
I believe the darkness that was here is back.
and the sympathetic comments for Lee and his family come pouring in. 2 days later, Lee uploads yet another video updating his viewers on the situation in his house. Lee states,
It's bad news. We had the priest round yesterday for the third blessing and it's failed. The noise is still going on. Can actually hear a bit now. It started going crazy when the priest was here. That's the first time that's ever happened. So that's 3 blessings in 7 days. We've had 5 in about 9 months now, I think it is. So I think my only option at this moment in time is to put the cameras back up, start recording, build some more evidence, and potentially, I think my only option is an exorcism. I don't know if that's on me, the house, I don't know how it works. I've been told it's a lengthy process, but at the same time, yeah, we just can't keep going on with this. We need like a final solution. So I think I'm going to get the camera set up tonight, and we'll see if anything, you know, if it's even similar to last time. I don't know how it's going to be because we've only had noise up to now. So yeah, I don't know.
and in his long stint on YouTube at this point, fans are sending Lee religious artifacts to help him in his fight against the evil in his house. And Lee uses this arsenal of religious artifacts around his house to try and keep the spirits at bay, like this pendulum and cross that have both been blessed by a priest. But sadly, with all this failing and Lee not having anywhere else to turn, he looks to his subscribers for more ideas. And after a few people suggesting to him that acknowledging the spirits is actually giving them the energy, he tried to ignore them and not pay in to the things that are going on around him. This just seemed to anger the spirits more though, as they get a lot more aggressive towards him and actually start to attack Lee.
Hello?
But things get even crazier for Lee when one night, after hearing some knocks and bangs, he is spoken to by Vlad, but not in any way that he could have possibly thought. It in fact comes through his Alexa.
We will kill you.
Who's that?
Vlad.
Sally?
Lee.
This was the first time this had ever happened, and this sadly starts to become a regular occurrence in Lee's house. The YouTube channel Really Haunted is now really starting to pick up steam, and the entire community is talking about this poor man who's living with evil. And because of this, the views on his videos have gone from around 20,000 per video up to around 100,000 per video, and he is now averaging around 1.2 million views per month. But this uptake in views is also leading to more subscribers on his channel, and Lee is averaging around 20,000 new subscribers per month. But things are about to explode for Really Haunted when Lee uploaded his most popular video to date with well over 1 million views. In a video titled, "I Can't Believe All the Ghosts in My Haunted House," Lee gets out his Xbox Kinect camera to use as an SLS once again, and the evidence he captures is incredible.
And spirits of evil, come to the aid of man, whom God created immortal, made in his own image and likeness, and redeemed at a great price from the tyranny of the devil. Fight this day the battle of our Lord, together with the...
And with the absurd popularity of this video and the comment section absolutely loving this idea, Lee would then incorporate the SLS camera in some way in almost every video following this capture. Whether it be in Lee's room while he sleeps, or while he's sat on a chair in his living room reading out prayers, it didn't matter. The SLS camera was trained on him at all times. But the sheer power of Lee's entity is really put on display at this point, when it manages to do some incredible things like moving a large sofa, but things take a really bad turn when Lee is attacked by his entity, and you can witness the attack happen with the SLS camera.
Stop whispering, come forward, show yourself, stop being a coward. I just seen something black shoot up me. My neck is fucking killing me.
After the attack, Lee is left with very defined scratches on his neck, and the comments erupted with sympathy and concern for Lee and his family.
I can't even begin to imagine the amount of sleep deprivation going on in that house. I'd want to stay for the incredible experience, though not the scary ones, but eventually I'd fall apart because I'd be so exhausted.
But this isn't the end of the attacks on Lee, as he also captures him being dragged off of his sofa while he's trying to sleep. His comments section seem incredibly supportive of every video, and scrolling through, it's a struggle to find anyone who disbelieves the content that they are seeing on Lee's channel. Although the rapid growth and popularity of Lee's videos were doing wonders for his channel, it wouldn't be long until the naysayers also picked up on Lee's content. Diving into Google, you can find a Reddit thread that was created on June of 2022, around the same time that Lee's most popular video was uploaded, and this is one of the few places that you can actually find naysayers on Lee's content. The thread starts out with a genuine question:
Really Haunted YouTube, is it real or fake? I recently discovered this page, quickly watched some of the videos, and it seemed interesting how he got only positive comments from people believing and approving his content. I just want to know about this guy. I mean, all of his stuff except some scratches could easily be faked. What's your thoughts on this?
And looking into the replies of this genuine question, it's clear to see that people are skeptical of Lee's content.
I'm no skeptical, and I noticed how fake it is, especially the one when a poltergeist pushes him. His acting is pretty bad. I'm certain he deletes the comments exposing him. I could be wrong. He then replies that he just fell by himself. Now I wonder what sort of mental issues should a person get to scratch and wound himself for faking some videos.
But there are a few people that jump to Lee's defense in this thread. You have no idea you're talking crap. This is my first few minutes on Reddit, and reading your comment is a clear indication that there is too many brain-dead people that are unable to compute any facts unless the TV says it's true. And yes, you are skeptical. I'm out. This wouldn't be the last time that people disprove of Lee's content. As a popular news outlet, The Star would pick up the scoop and would write an article about Lee and his situation, especially around the Alexa incidents that Lee is picking up in his house. And in the article, there are reports of people who disbelieve and attempt to debunk the things that Lee has going on in his house. But it doesn't end there, as other YouTubers are now getting hold of Lee's content and are attempting to show how Lee could possibly be staging his videos. Just like in this video uploaded by a popular page called The World of Mr. Grey, who catches wind of one of Lee's videos whilst watching a Nuke's Top 5 video.
Now, remember how I always say when CCTV cameras, like there's a black looming opaque shadow, crawling up the camera, and I always say that's a bug on the lens because it's so close to the focal point. The focal point is further away, but the bug is right there. That's why it's not focusing. In this case, I'm not going to say that because, like I said, I know they use effects in their videos, so that's probably just a blob brush made in Photoshop, dialed down the opacity with an alpha background, and then just inserted in. Yeah, it's bollocks.
But sadly though, around the time of these articles and debunks coming out about Lee, the attacks from people aren't just over the internet and against his channel. People actually went to the extremes of attacking Lee personally and his property. Lee created a community post around this time stating that people had vandalised his car and broken into his home. When Lee confronted them, they demanded he tell them the truth before calling him a liar and a fake. This then led to Lee putting a disclaimer on all of his videos, future and past, that all of his videos were now for entertainment purposes and they should be treated as such. And to this day, that disclaimer stands strong at the bottom of his description on every single upload. But this doesn't deter Lee from uploading to his channel, as he continues to go strong, uploading around 3 times a week. And with a few months of activity continuing and ramping up with each and every passing day, on the 27th of October 2022, things really get strange for Lee, as he uploads a video titled, "I found a very old Ouija board in my attic," where he finds an incredibly old Ouija board that he thinks could be a contributing factor to his haunting, and it may have been left by a previous owner of the house. And after looking in the comments, people point out that this Ouija board isn't just old, but it is incredibly expensive as well, being more of a collector's item than an actual toy. But things get even stranger 2 days later when Lee uploads a video where a portal appears on the wall of his house, which he believes is where his spirits are coming from. And again, with more time passing and more activity in Lee's home being documented, something new happens on the 14th of December 2022 when Lee gets a phone call on his landline, but it wasn't from anyone that he was expecting when he answered.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
And in one of Lee's more recent videos, he believes that he receives a message from the devil, and after leaving his camera trailed on his laptop, he receives this note written in Latin. At the end of the video, Lee then translates the letter through Google Translate to English, and it reads as follows: "We are, and we are pure. I am not afraid that we love you. They did not hurt you. We know that. I have helped you in the best possible way. Do not be evil. The false god Jesus was evil as evil because he killed him, and we worship him. to create a lie by greed of his power, manipulate lies, man is not true, evil, 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 love, false, evil, remember, and all that is understanding. This actually led his comment section to be incredibly baffled, with no one truly understanding what the meaning of this letter was. Lee is still to this day uploading to his channel, with him uploading 3 to 4 times a week, and with new and elevating activity in every video, it's clear to see that he won't be slowing down anytime soon. But what I've shown is a mere drop in the water in comparison to what Lee truly has on his channel, with me only touching on the highlights from the past 3 years of him uploading. But what is worth noting is Lee has actually put in the description of his channel for future videos that he will be dragging his poltergeist attachment around the UK, visiting supposedly haunted places, old churches, abbeys and castles in the hope that the power that these once holy places had and the spirits in them will offer some sort of help. But I'll hand it over to you. What do you guys think about this incredibly active page and house?